Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to show you some tricks today just using a simple piece of cardboard. I've come up with a few different ways to tram underneath the hood, and the problem we've run into, most tram gauges, besides being very expensive, usually they start at around, some of them, average one is about, say 900 millimeters long. And if you want to get something smaller than that, you either got to buy a separate tram gauge, and some of these things are $300 and $400 for close measurements. So what I ended up doing, once you get your schematic, say you want to measure something just a point to point to tram this out or get your length in here, the problem is your tape measure is hitting on stuff. You either got, here's a reservoir tank, you got an air box in the way. So what I do on this one here, I wanted to measure from the strut tower bolt up here to the core support bolt. So on the schematics, it tells me it's 629 millimeters. So what I do, I get a piece of cardboard, I'll measure out there, take a mark, make my 629 millimeters on here, and then I'll cut the excess out of here to clear everything. Just put a couple pen marks on there, come in here, you can reach in there, set it on the back on the strut bolt, come up here to the core support bolt. There you go. Costs you nothing to make. You can put a label on this, write the model on it if you want to save it, otherwise pitch it. But I've been doing this for years, and it saves a lot of work trying to get a tape measure in here. You're not going to get an accurate dimension because you're going over stuff. You got obstructions in the way. So simple piece of cardboard, mark it out, set it in there, get you right on the money. I'm going to show you a couple other things coming up on some photos, a couple other cardboard hacks you can use, so keep watching. Okay, in this photo here, you're going to see the front edge of a door pushed in. Now it's got the door shell bent, and to get that straight, you can either put the new fender on it, but in this case, the fender didn't show up in time, so if you want to get it roughed out and kind of get a jump on it, I'll show you how to make a template out of cardboard so you get the right edge on there. Another scenario in this case is if you're going to straighten the fender and also the door, if you don't get them in the proper place where they're supposed to be, you're going to have a hard time straightening the finished panel. So I'm going to show you a real quick way to get that right where it's supposed to be. Okay, we take a piece of cardboard and go over to the opposite side of the car. You slide that in there between the door and the fender, use your pen and trace that outline. Now you can see up there there's a horizontal line that matches up with the body line, so you want to get that in the same position when you come back to the other side. So trace that onto the cardboard. Take tin snips or a sharp razor knife. You want a nice clean edge on that cardboard, so cut it right on your pen mark. You don't want it jagged, you don't want to go in or out of the pen mark. Get a nice crisp edge on there. Okay, then you can hold it up to your panel that's damaged, and you can see where you see the daylight through there. You just bring your panel out to fit that template, get you right in the ballpark real quick. Like I said, this works actually very well when you have to save the fender and the door at the same time, so you can put them both in the same spot. Okay, there it is after we've straightened it out. You can see the template fits in there nice. Line up the body lines with the pen marks, the horizontal mark up the top of the sheet there. And that saves you a lot of time, a lot of guesswork. So I've got another one to show you here coming up. Okay, this is a quarter panel. So you're going to do the same thing. The bumper is off. This is the left side on this car. We're going to make a template to fit that bottom edge, the rear edge of the quarter panel, because the right quarter panel is damaged. So the same thing is like on that fender. You're going to take your pen, you're going to mark the outline of it, highlight any body lines on it. Okay, once you cut that template out, hold it onto the damaged quarter panel, and you can see how much damage you have there. So it's the same thing. You could fit the bumper up there, but as long as this quarter panel is, and as long as that bumper is, it's very flexible. Unless you're going to build the whole thing and snap it into the clips, this saves you a lot of time. It'll get you right on the money. Okay, now before you do your finished sheet metal work, you want to make sure the front and back edge of the quarter panel are in the right spot. So same thing, you're going to measure here. I'm measuring between the taillight bolt and the outside edge of the rear part of the quarter panel. You want to measure the opposite side, get your dimension, transfer it over here, and make sure it's the same, because you could straighten that panel out, but if the back edge is pushed in some, nothing's going to fit right. I like to measure the front edge too. Sometimes you have to pull the wheel liners out, but stick that in there, your tape measure in there, go in there and measure one side to another, make sure that front lip down there is in the exact same spot. And once you do that, you do your body work, you hold your template up, and you do this in process. Sometimes you might fit that template up there 5-6 times, whatever you need to do, but you can see that'll get you right on the money. Your bumper's going to fit right, tail light's going to fit right. So these are just a couple simple hacks you can do with a piece of cardboard, make a nice template out of them, and save you a whole lot of time, give you a good finished product. So go ahead and give them a try, see what you think.